Hey everyone, Alpha Eagle here again. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and may God bless you all. Subscribers of my channel will know that I have made several videos about Tristen from Nerdette Newsstand, and every time I try to move on and make another video, she has to come along and say something dumb again. I swear I was making a video unrelated to Tristen and then I saw this little gem and I can't help but talk about it. Again, as usual, I have nothing against Tristen, and I pray that she will change her ways. Also, I will provide a link to her video so you can get the full context. In this video, I will prove that Tristen thinks you're an idiot, or at least she hopes that you're an idiot, so you don't use your brain to figure out that she's being very disingenuous. In her video, it's extremely obvious to anyone with a working brain that she is making a very unfair comparison. She's comparing apples to oranges and almost even admits to this at the end of her video. Anyway, let's begin.
Hey guys, it is Tristen with Nerdette Newsstand, and we are going to dive a little bit, I promise only a little bit, into some drama. Now this article, and I can tell you right now, most of you know my feelings on the Phantom Menace. I am absolutely not a fan, but it is objectively false. It is objectively false. We're going to go into a few numbers here, but this kind of hyperbole is really silly to me. Now, I am not defending them. I am not damning the person that wrote this article. But what I want to show you is the very little impact that this fandom has. Now, could it spread? Could it become more dangerous? Sure. All of that could happen.
Did you hear that? That was a very interesting thing that she just said. She asked, could the Phantom Menace spread and become more dangerous? What does she mean by this? Why does she think that the Phantom Menace is dangerous? Dangerous to who? Dangerous to what? She thinks that people who disagrees with her about opinions on entertainment is dangerous? How can opinions on movies, TV shows, and comics be dangerous? This is what fascinates me most about her video. How is the Phantom Menace dangerous? She seems to be very threatened by them, and I honestly don't know why. If she's listening, I really want her to answer that question. Why are different opinions about movies, TV shows, and comics so dangerous to you, Tristen? She seems to think that only her opinion should be allowed, and other opinions are dangerous somehow. The way she speaks sounds very Orwellian. Having the wrong opinion on a movie, TV show, and comic is very dangerous to Tristen. Amazing.
It's actually, at this point, kind of just a road bump, a zit, something unneeded that you kind of just shoo away, right? So let's stop ignoring the Phantom Menace. It's real, and it's winning. That's where I want you to keep in mind are those numbers. And they actually specifically mention two people from the Phantom Menace we will kind of hone in on, and that is Geeks and Gamers and also Ryan Cannell. Now, I actually have very little beef with Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. He helped me once when it came to my BitChute account, so I really try to be a little nicer to him.
She claims to be very nice to Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, but she is totally stabbing him in the back in her video. She is attacking him, and this is not the first time that she's done this.
Ryan Cannell is a clear asshat. In the nicest way possible. If you're going, there was 3 good black people. Did not like that.
Those are the only 2 good white people. Did not like that.
I take issue with, kind of not wanting to be a fan of yours or even consume your content. Now,
To me, when she calls someone a childish name like asshat and then says, in the nicest way possible, and pretends to be a nice person, she's not nice. She's not very ladylike, and she's not classy at all. Ryan never once said that he doesn't like the fact that there are good black people in movies. Not once. Like most people, she took Ryan out of context to push her false narrative that he is racist. Notice that she had to edit his video to push this lie about him. Ryan's review of the Batman is very innocuous. Anyone who thinks that Ryan is legitimately racist doesn't have 2 brain cells to rub together. You are purposely being willfully ignorant and disingenuous, Tristen.
Now, with that being said, I'm going to give you a couple numbers here and show you why I say this is objectively false. Objectively, this is all facts I'm stating here. This isn't how you feel. This isn't any of that. This is factual information, okay? 2.1 million U.S. households watch Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness within the first 5 days. Obi-Wan Kenobi, the season finale, 1.8 million people in the U.S. watched. Also, Miss Marvel, nearly 800K watched this movie. Now, we can expand upon this just a little bit. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, also 1.8K million people. Again, I want to remind you, these facts are all within the first 5 days. 5 days we're looking here, okay? That will become important. Loki, 2.5 million people. Moon Knight, another 1.8 million views within the first 5 days. Hawkeye, 1.5 million views. WandaVision, 1.6 million views. And again, we already talked about Miss Marvel. And the reason why I want to tell you that this is objectively false. Now, the reason why I say this is objectively false is because if they were winning, views would be similar, right? If they were winning this whole culture war, which I've told you guys many, many times, I think is already won, already lost, whichever side you fall on, they would be getting very similar views. So we're going to start out with Geeks and Gamers, and we're going to take a look at that 5-day range.
Okay, did you notice that? She is comparing Disney with Geeks and Gamers. Let that sink in. She compared a multi-billion-dollar company with some guys making videos in their houses. That's called a false equivalence. This is a logical fallacy she's making. She's comparing apples to oranges, and she knows it. This is how little respect she has for anyone who watches her video. She thinks that you're all dumb. She just insulted the intelligence of anyone watching her video. And this is the crux of her video. Her entire argument depends on you being dumb and not noticing her very obvious false equivalence. Anything she says after this is moot and pointless, since she just proved that her argument is based off of false equivalence. But let's continue anyways.
Have to be consistent, and we have to be fair here. Now, it looks like we only go from 4 days from Top Gun at 52K views to 6 days at Netflix for 76K views. So we don't have anything right in that 5-day range, but you can see about 22, 14, 52K on 6 days, on 4 days, and on 6 days, which would give them a little bit more time, 76K views, 64K views, even going back to 7 days, we've got 21K views. So if we actually compare that and pretend, by this article saying they're winning, views would be similar, right?
Wrong, Tristen. First, like I said, you're making a false equivalence. Second, they're not even in competition with Disney in the first place. Geeks and Gamers are not putting out feature films or TV shows, so it's stupid to even compare the two. Geeks and Gamers are not even trying to compete with Disney for views.
Doesn't necessarily have to be that 2 million view mark that Multiverse of Madness got, but even going at the lowest, which was Miss Marvel, which was just under 800K, there is nowhere near similar. Now, so if we actually are talking about this article, right off of the bat, it's objectively wrong. There's nothing winning about getting maybe 1 or 2 to 5%, 10 at the most of the views who they are supposedly winning against.
Wait, Tristan's not dumb enough to think that Geeks and Gamers are trying to compete with Disney for views, is she? She doesn't really think that the culture war is about views. Oh my god, I think she does. Tristan, honey, the culture war is not about views. It's about winning hearts and minds. It's about turning the tide in entertainment. It's about getting politics out of entertainment and making entertainment fun again. It's about people being tired of being preached and lectured at instead of being entertained. Views are not the metric of who's winning the culture war. Why would you even think that? How can you seriously think that the culture war was ever about views, Tristen? But let's go ahead and use Tristan's absurd metric. Notice that she cherry-picked Geeks and Gamers and Ryan Kinnell, but clearly they're not the only two YouTubers that make up the Phantom Menace. Let's take a look at the Critical Drinker. Now, I don't want to speak for him and say he identifies as part of the Phantom Menace, but I think we can all agree that he is in their circles, and he agrees with their stance on entertainment these days. Oh, would you look at that? His most recent video at the making of this video has over 1 million views in 4 days. That's one less day than those Disney Plus shows. Now, that is less than Doctor Strange, but it's almost equal to Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they had one more day than this video. And he straight up demolished Miss Marvel. And he came close to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Moon Knight, WandaVision, and Hawkeye. The only show that really beat Critical Drinker in views is Loki. And that's with an extra day and a billion-dollar corporation backing them. So even Tristan's unfair false equivalency comparison, Drinker holds his own against Disney Plus, and in the case of Miss Marvel, destroys her. I'll repeat that. Critical Drinker destroys Miss Marvel. How does it feel to be proven wrong yet again, Tristen? Here's a more fair comparison. Let's look at Disney Plus's YouTube channel. Critical Drinker even beats them in subs. Let's look at their 5-day videos. They haven't posted any videos 5 days ago, but the ones they did post recently, only one beat Drinker's video, and it's been up for twice as long. So when using Tristan's own absurd metric, I can't say that the Phantom Menace is winning, but it's still a close race.
That's why I have issue with stuff like this. The hyperbole is real. They care about the culture war. They don't care about the content.
That's a complete lie, Tristen. They care about the IPs they talk about. Just look at Gary from Nerdrotic's studio. Nobody spends all that money and collects all that merch for decades if they hate the IP. They love the IP, but they hate to see what's happened to them. Tristen, do you really think that they like to see the IPs that they love go down in flames like they are? I don't want to speak for them, but it tears my heart out to see something that I have loved literally my whole life, like Star Wars, get so bad as it has. So don't say I'm not a fan just because I hate current Star Wars. I love the IP. I just hate what Disney has done to it. And the same goes for Marvel. And I'm fairly sure that everyone in the Phantom Menace, as people calls it, feels the same way. I would even say that they are bigger fans than the people who blindly love everything that comes out. It's because they care about the IP so much that they don't want to see it ruined. If they didn't care about the IP, they wouldn't be talking about it. If they didn't care about the IP, they wouldn't be trying to save it.
That's ridiculous to even put out there. I showed you within 10 minutes that it's not even close, and I
was just proven that even using Tristan's own absurd metric that she's wrong. I'm not saying that the Phantom Menace is winning, but yes, it's close. And in some cases, like Miss Marvel, the Phantom Menace is winning.
and I understand. I'm going to get those comments of people going, well, Disney's this mega corporation, da-da-da-da-da.
See? She admits that she was making a false equivalency this whole time. That's how little respect she has for her audience. She thinks that her audience is dumb.
So let's compare apples to apples. Disney, right now, has about 140 million subscribers. The Daily Wire doesn't even pass 1 million, which is something I would compare, along the same lines of Geeks and Gamers or Ryan Cannell.
And she's making yet another false equivalency. How can she compare Disney, a billion-dollar corporation, with the Daily Wire? It's not a fair comparison at all. So again, it's not an apples-to-apples comparison. A better comparison would be Disney to Warner Brothers or Sony or some other massively large studio or corporation. Comparing Disney to the Daily Wire is insane.
There is no winning in this. This is why I've said over and over again, the culture war battle is gone. You lost. In the nicest way possible. Right now, it's just kind of white noise, right? In the background. It's nothing. In the nicest way possible, there is no winning. You lost. So you don't really need to write these articles. We all know who they are. I kind of, swat them away like a fly and move on with our lives. That's pretty much how it is. And if you're...
That's not how it is, Tristen. Clearly, you're not moving on since you continue to talk about them. I challenge Tristen to never make a video about the Phantom Menace again. If they truly lost, they no longer have any relevance and you no longer have to make videos about them. I guarantee she will make several more videos about them, even though they supposedly lost. The fascinating thing about this to me is how threatened Tristen seems to be by their mere existence. If they're losing so badly, why are you so concerned about them, Tristen? She even used the word dangerous to describe them. If they're losing, what makes them so dangerous? Why are people who don't like the things you like so dangerous to you, Tristen?
And if you're a fan of the Disney shows, if you're a fan of Marvel Comics, that's awesome. That's wonderful. Just enjoy it. Ignore the white noise.
I actually agree with Tristen here. If you're a fan of the current Disney shows, or if you're a fan of current Marvel comics, then by all means enjoy them. There's nothing stopping you from enjoying them. However, if someone from the Phantom Menace disagrees with you, leave them alone. There's no reason to attack the Phantom Menace. That's what I don't understand. I don't understand why people hate the Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace is not stopping anyone from enjoying anything. Why does it bother so many people that the Phantom Menace doesn't like current Star Wars or current Marvel or current DC or any of these other properties? The Phantom Menace is not dangerous. They are not bothering you. They are not preventing anyone from enjoying anything that they love. Anyway, again, I have nothing against Tristen and I pray for her. I'm Alpha Eagle. May God bless you for watching. Have a happy Independence Day. And may God bless America.